Welcome to the Pew!
Welcome to the Pew! Do you remember Harold Hecuba?
No, who is he?
From Gilly
Wait a minute. Oh, I thought it was
Harold Hecuba.
I thought
Produced by Harold Hecuba. Directed by Harold Hecuba. He was the megalomaniacal director that landed on the island and made the movie.
I thought it was that club kid who threw up on my shoe at Disco 2000.
No, that was Harold Hecuba. And welcome to the View. And what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, first we have to do a correction, but why don't you show everybody your brand?
I didn't even realize I was wearing it.
Of course you did.
I just
you just threw it on.
I just threw something on. The first thing I saw in my closet, and it just happens to be
on the floor.
And it just happens to be a Skroddleface mock-up for one of the new
Alig shirts.
Well, I wouldn't say Alig shirt. It's one of my paintings, of course, but it's from the new line of Skroddleface clothing that will be
coming soon.
This is
somewhere
a mock-up at a store that we won't.
It's mention. A mock-up, not a mockery.
Yes, do not mock the mock-up.
This show is the mockery.
The show is the mockery.
Well, we have to first make a correction.
Oh, we don't like making corrections.
Well, we got it wrong.
We're never wrong.
No, we got it wrong.
What did we get wrong?
Well, last week when we were talking about those little Japanese toys that you have to feed, I called it Pikachu. And one of our PUers actually pointed out, it was actually Shatter Impale, pointed out that it was Tamagotchi. Thank you, Igor. So it was.
Thank you, Igor.
It was the Tamagotchi that I allowed to starve in the 90s and then threw away in a fit of pique. Not Pikachu.
In a fit of Pikachu.
Exactly.
I do not have any Pikachu. I love you. There's no Pikachu.
So I'm dying to hear.
We have Pikachu.
Bless you.
So what are you dying to
I'm dying to hear your story about hanging out with Marilyn Manson.
Oh, that. You mean Brian? Oh. I don't call him Marilyn, of course. I call Brian. Yes, Sloan and I went to the Marilyn Manson concert on, what day was it?
It was
Thursday. Thank you again, Igor, for speaking.
Off-camera intrusions by Igor.
Yeah, we went to the concert on Thursday, and we were at the bar buying a margarita when all of a sudden the sound went dead, and Marilyn said that he wanted to dedicate the next song to a friend of his that he's known for 20 years named Michael Alig. And I like, Sloan and I looked at each other like, you know, we were shocked, and because we weren't expecting any of that. And honestly, I didn't even remember like having met him at Disco 2000. But apparently he used to go to Disco 2000 and was a club kid there, and says, you know, he called us backstage after the show and explained that he, you know, kind of busted his chops. Is that the term?
Busted his cherry?
No, it was chops. Anyway, he learned how to use makeup and became a club kid basically at Disco 2000. And he said he would not be Marilyn Manson had he not gone there. And he was like, you know, extremely grateful, and you know, we exchanged phone numbers and email addresses, and he wants to be friends and all kinds of stuff.
More on Marilyn Manson after this.
We sure are cute for two ugly people. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Pew.
So, what song did Marilyn dedicate to you?
Sweet Dreams. Which, I don't know if he dedicated that song on purpose or if it just happened to be Sweet Dreams, because it was, you know, the dream of being, it was his dream of being a celebrity, of being a superstar, which he is now because of me.
Well, I have many sweet dreams about
Just
Disco.
kidding.
I have many sweet dreams about Disco 2000.
You do?
Yes.
Like what?
Well, like dancing on the stage for hours endlessly at the beginning of the night when Kiyoki would before anybody would actually get to the club, because Kiyoki and I would go there early because he had to start DJing at the beginning, like around 10:30 or 10. And Clara,
which he never did actually. He always had somebody else.
Yeah, well, at first he did. He actually did it, and
he actually felt like a.
Well, when we still had to before the club was a huge success, we actually had to do the work.
Right.
So I would go with him, and I'd be in the chicken suit, dancing on stage. The club would be pretty much empty, and as it was filling up, he'd be playing his crazy techno hallucinogenic music, and I'd be voguing in the chicken costume on the stage, and slowly the dance floor would fill up, and I have lots of warm memories of that.
Yeah, that is actually my favorite part of the night, watching the club fill up, because that's where it's like a level of anticipation building and building and building, and as every fabulous person comes in, it gets a little bit more
exciting,
and you can kind of like tell it's going to a peak. And you can kind of tell where the peak is, and then it's like, hopefully it stabilizes for a while. It's like a hit of ecstasy.
Yeah.
It builds up and builds up and builds up until you're at that spot, and then you like to ride that spot for as long as possible, and then it falls. And Disco 2000 didn't really fall until sometimes around 5 or 6 in the morning.
That's true.
And sometimes even at 6 in the morning, when the managers would turn the music off,
yeah.
And then
they would be very cranky because they just wanted to go home.
And I would lock the door of the DJ booth if there were more than a couple hundred people there. So at 6 in the morning, because the one thing I hated was to kick people out of the nightclub. And the one thing I hated more than that was to turn the lights on in a nightclub. Yeah, I could have.
Yeah, well anyway,
Actually, it's Michael Nespo.
Right. Whatever happened to Walt Paper? He always, and we always thought that, well, so...
He says that he was always Walt always reminded him of Pat Benatar, which...
Did he say that, or did we say that?
He said that. And you said you understood it because of the rocker chick thing, but I mean, like, I kind of... To me, Walt was always reminded me of... Well, a phase of him reminded me of Jane Fonda in Clute.
Think about that, and we'll be back.
But whatever happened to him? It's like he went somewhere. He's like a big.
No, he's a big artist. He's an artist. He lives in New York City. He looks fabulous.
Whatever happened to him? He became a big success, and he's like a big artist now. And now he's too big to talk to us.
He's so nice to us.
That was a joke. Walt, we love you, and you love us, and we know that.
See you next time.
All right, bye.